What is up, geocachers? This is Keats94 and welcome to Edmonton, Alberta. It's my first video in quite a while in another province. Behind me is the Alberta legislature and nearby is a virtual geocache, so we're gonna find that as well as many other geocaches in the Edmonton area. Edmonton is Alberta's capital city, so we're gonna take a look at some cool public art and some neat areas not far from the Alberta legislature. Tag along on another geocaching adventure. This looks like an interesting spot for a potential geocache. What could that be? What could that be? It's magic. Oh yeah. Another magnetic guardrail cache here in beautiful Edmonton, Alberta. So here we have the North Saskatchewan River and the downtown core to the north side of the river. So folks, I just completed the John Walter Virtual Reward geocache. Behind me are a number of houses that John Walter built. He was a very well-known pioneer here in Edmonton. A lot of questions to answer. Definitely worth learning more about the history of the area. Fascinating to see how successful he was as a pioneer. He had a ferry that went across the North Saskatchewan River, and the ferry tickets cost 50 cents, so that's pretty cool back in the day. And now on to another geocache. Alright, geocachers, I've stumbled across what appears to be a strange box in the woods, and I wonder what it could be. Can't be a well, maybe it is a geocache. Let's find out. So I am in the woods on the south side of the Saskatchewan River in Edmonton, Alberta, and we've come across this black box. What does it mean? Okay, so the name of this cache is called I'm Your Wormy Alley. And it's an anagram, and I believe the anagram translates to, will you marry me? And so somewhere on that log was this little container here where it contained a key. And you use the key here to open up the geocache. Let's take a look inside. This is so cool. There's a logbook and FTF. Oh, you know what? I wonder, this is my guess, but I wonder if someone put a ring in here. The cache owner might have put a ring, and I said yes. Aw, okay, cool. So yeah, this is a proposal geocache, and I believe this is where the proposal occurred, in the woods out here. Very neat. Kind of a significant location for someone out there. And awesome. I'll sign my name in here. Okay, folks, I'm currently doing the University of Alberta Adventure Lab. It's a pretty nice adventure lab because all the stages are pretty close together. A lot of the adventure labs in Edmonton area are pretty spread out. If you are on foot in Edmonton, I recommend doing the University of Alberta Adventure Lab. And who doesn't like a good hunk of granite? It has a bit of a pink hue to it. Very nice. Looks like this one has a lot of iron in it. Very cool. You might even come across a rock with lines going through it. Very cool. Some would call that a volcanic dike. Well, would you look at that? Another Albertan geocache. Yahoo! Folks, it may not look like much to you, but this is just, this is just a regular geocache. But this is a mystery cache, and I am so glad to have found it out here because I am trying to fulfill a challenge that involves filling in my mystery cache calendar grid. And I am very grateful that just before leaving British Columbia, I made sure to solve a few while I was out here. If you find yourself trying to qualify for a challenge like this one, always think ahead, come prepared, solve some mystery caches, get that mystery cache listed, and good times. But just thought I'd say thank you to whoever created this because this saved my butt. Thank you very much. And folks, here we have the North Saskatchewan River. It is a river that goes eastward, and you'd see from my videos in British Columbia where all the rivers flow west towards the Pacific Ocean. Well, this one flows east, not towards the Atlantic per se, but actually towards Hudson Bay, so technically the Arctic Ocean. Very interesting. This river is a very long river. It passes through 3 provinces, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And it is a very nice river to stand in, as I'm standing in it right now. Definitely after a long day of hiking around the city, dip your feet in the North Saskatchewan River. It is very, very refreshing. And there's a bridge that goes to downtown. Awesome, just found a mystery cache, and I'm gonna head towards an earth cache if I can find where to start. On the other side, I'll be crossing this bridge eventually over to the north side and trying to attempt a where-go as well as some traditionals. So stay tuned, we'll see what we can find in my day in Edmonton. So there have been 3 themes to this trip: construction, wedding photos at cache sites or Adventure Lab sites, and intersecting people multiple times. There was multiple people that I just kept passing over and over and over again. I couldn't believe it. There was this one jogger, and I kept going up and down these trails because they're all parallel with each other, and I just saw him about maybe 4 or 5 times. It was kind of awkward by the 5th time, like, am I following you? No, are you following me? Like, he was just jogging, but it was so funny because I was just like, what are the odds, right? So right now I'm sitting on a park bench in Edmonton, and DNF to cache right over there somewhere found a piece of twine and no cache, anything like that. So I'm just gonna have to bail on that one. Moving on to another one. Then I'll be heading across the river to the north side to attempt where-go as well as potentially maybe another Adventure Lab. We'll see what happens. Without giving away the location too much, I found a where-go cache, and words cannot describe how happy I am to finally get one of these awesome caches. The The Wherigo caches in Edmonton are reverse Wherigos, which I quite like because it's kind of a guessing game where the geocache is. You just kind of have to find out by pressing the reverse cache box where the geocache is, and it doesn't give you a direction, so you know, it's usually kind of a fun thing that way, where you kind of have to say, well, okay, maybe it's up here, maybe it's up there. So anyway, glad to find this in the waning hours of my trip in Edmonton. So yeah, good to find this thing. And folks, thanks so much for watching another episode of Keats94’s geocaching adventures here in Edmonton, Alberta. My first episode in quite a while. It has been an awesome day. I found a lot of caches. I did a couple of adventure labs. I found a Wherigo, I found some mystery caches. It was good times, and I even got some virtuals. So it was a good adventure, a lot of walking. I was without a car, so just snagged myself a nice cheap flight here and got a taxi to my hotel and just kind of walked around, explored the area. Edmonton is very walkable. The only challenge I found is that there's a lot of construction right now going on in the city. So thank you so much for tagging along on this awesome adventure, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you liked what you saw. Thanks so much for watching.